Hello guys, and welcome to another video. In this one we'll be covering the cleaning of the intake manifold, and it's a piece of work that I never thought I'd need to do. I'm not really that mechanical, but I always thought that if I put those, the liquids that you put in the fuel, and make sure you drive long distances, then it cleans itself. So in this video I'm going to be showing you how to remove the intake manifold and how to clean it, or at least how I cleaned it. This isn't perfect cleaning, but it's the best that you can do with the tools that I've got. So I'm going to show you the whole process. It does take a bit of time, but you know what, it's really worth it. So I've hit 100k miles, and what you'll see in a moment is the before and after. And in the before, you're going to see how there's barely any space left. It's like the suit is so much, and then compared to the after, it's just day and night. So hopefully this restores a bit more brake horsepower to my 1 Series, and I hope it does the same for you. So enjoy the video. Alright guys, so the first step is actually removing the engine cover. I've already done that. It's held in by a H5, H7 bolt. Once that's done, you want to then remove the pollen filter. Most of these screws will be a bunch of 8mm to 10mm. And yeah, there's going to be a lot of them. Okay, so now we need to remove this whole plastic compartment in front of the engine. To do that, you need to remove the covers, as you can see there. You then need to remove some electrical components, some connectors to remove. The whole thing is held in by one 8mm on either side. Be patient as you're doing this. Make sure not to snap anything. Once the electrical wiring is removed, you can now safely pull that away. Once that's done, that then exposes the intake manifold. We then have the engine mounts or engine braces. These can be removed by removing the plastic circle thing. You then use an E18, E16 bolt. You just need to loosen it from the middle. Then you can unscrew it from the other side and just pull it out. Okay, make sure to loosen it. There's no need to actually take it all out. Once that's done, you can then remove the rear engine cover. That's also held in by 2 bolts. Now you've got the intake manifold. This has all kinds of 10mm screws. The screws that are actually holding in the intake manifold in place are actually 11mm, so just bear that in mind. Once you remove those screws, you can then have access to the, you need to remove the injector wiring. That's held in by 2 E8 bolts. Once those are removed, you can then unplug the injector wiring and then just put it in the back. As you remove the intake manifold, there's actually 3 electrical wires that you have to disconnect. One's in the rear end there to get access to the final bolt. You then have one that's under the intake manifold. You then have 2 electrical connectors under the intake manifold, so just be careful and make sure to remove those out properly. As you're working through this, please be very gentle. There's a lot of components attached to the intake manifold, so you can easily break one of them. I've already broken a few, so I'm telling you from experience. I'm now removing this plastic flap over there because the intake manifold isn't actually coming out, so I've just removed it. There's 3 bolts holding it in, and then it just slides out. So I'm now trying to remove it, but I'm still feeling that something is connected. I then found out that there's actually this little bolt that, you see the dipstick? There's a plastic part that connects with one small bolt. So once that's removed, you then see the two connectors underneath. These also need to be removed. See that little plastic part? I thought that disconnects, but it doesn't. You're meant to actually disconnect the wire. I ended up breaking this plastic part. Don't do what I did. The only reason I did that is because the wiring that's connected to it just wouldn't come out. So I thought that the electric thing would come out. As part of this work, I'm also doing a flap delete. These flaps, after a couple of 100,000 miles or 120, sometimes they break, and it's a common issue. And when they break, it goes inside the engine, and that's game over. So what I'm doing is a flap delete. These can be unscrewed. They just get taken out, and then you can replace them with blanks, which I'll show you in a moment. Alright, now onto the cleaning. So you're going to spend a lot of time here. What you want to do is use a screwdriver or something and start collecting as much as you can, because it's held in there, so it's really solid. Okay, so spend a lot of time. Make sure you're thorough, because ideally you don't want to do this again for a very long time. Now next we're going to use the oven cleaner. This is Mr. Muscle oven cleaner. It's really strong. It's quite pricey actually. It's £4 for the bowl. But we're going to empty that in there. I'm going to let us do its thing. This is meant to remove all kinds of oils and stuff like that. As you can see there, it's doing its work. Then once it's done, put that pressure washer in there and you can see how much gunk is coming out. I actually end up doing this about 2 to 3 times. As you can see, there's a lot of dirt. So then I left it to dry, and as you can see the results, it's much better. Okay, the engine can breathe again. You can see that there's so much space now, and I just can't clean it any better than this. But to be honest, this is good enough. The air can flow in, and with the flap delete, which I'm doing right now, hopefully that prevents it from happening as bad again. So the flap delete is very straightforward. You just plug in these flaps. The kit is like £10. And it also comes with new seals, rubber seals, so I'll put those all in. It's pretty good. Now I'm cleaning the other side. The other side is a bit more tricky because I can't actually put water in there or anything in there, so I'm just using a screwdriver. I'm being very gentle because you don't want that soot to go into the engine. So I'm trying to use a vacuum cleaner. It will run your vacuum cleaner, so be careful. I'll be honest, it's just very tricky. So use a screwdriver and just be patient and take your time. Okay, there was a lot of dirt. A lot. Cool, now they're all clean to the best of my ability. As you can see, there's so much space in there compared to before. Hopefully, get some more brake horsepower. So important part, what I'm doing here is, because I deleted the flap, I'm now taping up the vacuum thing. Just make sure nothing comes in or out there, so I'm sort of double taping it. As you're putting everything back together, just make sure all the plugs are plugged in. Some of them are hard to see. And just work your way through it. On a side note, if you're actually doing this intake manifold cleanup yourself, the air filter is right there. It's usually very hard to get to. So it's a good time for you to change your air filter if you wanted to, because it's quite convenient. You kind of have to do the same work again just to change the air filter. It's quite ridiculous. So now I'm placing everything back together, as you can see there, and that's pretty much it. I'm not going to put the engine cover back on because I'm doing a lot of work in the front of the car, but I hope this video was insightful. Enjoy, like and subscribe as always, and I'll see you in the next video.